and here we are. It's 7 p.m. where I am, and thank you so much for joining me. If you are just logging in right now and looking at me live, hey, I'm so happy to see you here. If you are watching a replay, I am very happy that you're taking this time, because this time today it's going to be very super beneficial. Yes, I'm not planning to talk more than 20 minutes, because you know what, we don't have time for this. All right, let's just talk about why we are here. So we're going to talk about how to overcome stress and burnout. I'm going to talk about 3 obstacles that are not helping you with avoiding stress and burnout. And the best of all, I have a handout for you. I know, it's 1 pager, huh? No brainer, isn't it? So I have a question for you. Do you think you have plenty of energy at the end of the day so you can enjoy your family, your friends, your hobbies? You're like, oh my gosh, I have so much energy right now, I can light up a bulb. Probably not. You see, my name is Lolita Guarin and I'm a stress management coach and 4 times best-selling author. The last books that I published about stress, it was Stress Management for Adult Children Alcoholics, and also for those who are all overworked right now, Crush Stress While You Work. Those are available on Amazon. But anyway, here's the deal. It is very possible for you to listen to this presentation now and implement some things in your life that can take you minutes to do, and you'll be more energetic by the end of the day. You will not be all burned out and stressed out. And why am I even doing this? Because you see, when clients come to me and they say they all burn out, stressed out, and they don't have enough energy and all of this, and they're like, oh, go, and then they tell me, I don't have time for this. Number one, it is time for you to do this now, okay? Because it is not only about you, it's about the family of yours, about the business that you're doing, about your work, about your environment, about people around you. How stressed you are influencing also other people. It does. So don't feel like selfish when I'm telling you need to start taking care of yourself, okay? Because that is far away from being selfish. When you help yourself, you can help others. Okay, right, so let's just get into it, right? Because we don't have time for this. I'm going to post a link where you can get this handout. So let's talk about 3 major factors, and I label this as you are doing this wrong, because you probably heard about this. It's like nothing new. Okay, let's just talk about the first one. Time management. Like, yeah, okay, well, I already know this. Yes, that's why we don't have time, because we're not managing right. That's the issue. And you know, I have clients who they come to me and they say, I have a great calendar, I put everything in the schedule. And then I ask, okay, all right, so how is this goes from one meeting to another one? And then they all kind of confused, like, oh yeah, I don't really know. And then they take too many calls, and then probably you're sitting on social media too much, and all of this. But here is the catch. Do not complain to others that you don't have time, but then you not really know where your time is going. Other people will never give you more to do if you're not capable of doing more. And so in this handout where I have time management, I'm talking here a little bit, I'm giving you 3 advices what to do. So prioritize tasks, set boundaries, break tasks into smaller steps. So let's talk about this. So you have to put yourself on the calendar, okay? You have to do that. Even 10-15 minutes. You have to prioritize yourself first. Because if you do not mentally capable of executing something, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Let's imagine that you're at work and you are all stressed out and burnt out. And if you're going to do something that it's gonna cause you later on time to come back and fix your errors, or worse, maybe you send in the wrong email to somebody, or you forget to do something. And if you're like a stay-at-home parent and you're taking care of kids all day, you might be running onto like being annoyed when you're low energy and there's still more expectations of you. So That's the key. You have to put yourself in the schedule. Just because you're putting everybody else in the schedule, just because you're putting all of your activities in the schedule, and okay, I need to go get the kids, I need to go to the store, I need to do this, I need to do that. This is great that you have a calendar. Like, do you have a calendar? Like, yeah, this is one of the things. Like, do you utilize things that you have? Because when you have schedule yourself, then you can take care of yourself. If you do not schedule yourself, nothing's going to happen. Prioritizing tasks is you obviously number one, and then you do this little to-do list every day. Do you to-do list every day? Because then when you write all of those tasks, then you write one or two, or like letters A, B, or the priorities. Start always addressing the priorities. And better yet, if there is something that you need to do at the beginning of the day, like that day, do it at the beginning of the day. Because if you are afraid to do it, or you kind of like dreading to do it, like, oh, I don't really want to do it, but I have to do that, do it right there in the morning, so you don't have to stress and think about it for the rest of the day. You just get in, get done, and move on. I also love rewarding yourself. Tell yourself, like, okay, when you do 5 things on your to-do list, reward yourself for something. Because if you're not going to reward yourself, you're not really feeling like you're accomplishing anything. And now here's the funny thing is, if I just told you that you need to reward yourself and you just kind of rolled your eyes at me, there is a problem. So my question is, why you think you're unworthy of rewarding yourself? Let's say somebody at work, or your kid, or somebody else, like, or they're doing a good job, or they ran fast enough and they won a medal. You're not going to give them that. No? Oh, we will. So how come you're excluding yourself from that? You have to celebrate your victories. You have to celebrate of you doing your to-do list. You have to celebrate even a break that you give yourself. And so also setting boundaries. That's another thing on this our little one-pager. Setting boundaries is not only we're talking about the other people. I'm talking about setting boundaries that has to do with time management. It's like, okay, I am going to watch my show only for 1 hour, and then you put the alarm on. The alarm is on, you get up and you go. I'm not telling you that you should not waste your time and you should not watch TV for 5 hours and all this. No, that's not true, because you really need to relax your brain. You need to do something that you like doing it. But for how long you're going to do that, that's the key. So when you're doing something, put an alarm on and then remind yourself that this is actually working towards your goal accomplishment. Will help you with your to-do list. So then at the end of the day, or when you accomplish some things, then you get a reward. And I don't know, maybe your reward is to sitting for 3 hours and watching your favorite show. I don't know about that. Maybe you have lots of time on your hands and it's good for you. So taking breaks, taking the bigger chunks of things and then making it smaller steps. When we look at something that needs to be done, for example, dinner, you think, oh my gosh, this is a big task to do, especially if you need to prepare and you do all the things. And it could be only one thing on to-do list, but if you start thinking about it like, oh, but I have to make a salad and I need to make the fish and then I need to do this, and then it can get very cluttered. Just by thinking about how much you're going to do it, it really can burn you, because you will think that you have to do all of this. So it's very important to set, just cut it, big things, into smaller steps. And then make sure you do all of them. But then when you are laying all of this on the table and you know exactly what you need to do, then you know that you can control it. Because here's the thing about burnout. If you will stress yourself what you need to do, and you are afraid that you cannot control it, or you will try control it very hard, everything what's going to happen, and especially if the task is very, very big, you're going to burn yourself. This is the burning ways happening because you cannot control so many things at the same time, especially also yourself and other people and other circumstances as well. So you make it in smaller tasks. And better yet, maybe you can start doing even better something about those steps. And here is what we are going into seconds. Our little thing that you're probably doing wrong is what makes you totally highly stressed out or burnout is you just being overloaded with stuff. You just overworking yourself. And number one thing, delegate. Delegation, when I was doing a research and I was interviewing over 200 entrepreneurs, very successful ones, they told me that the number one thing that they do that helped them was to delegating. And now, if you have a business and you're a solopreneur, just think about the things that you can delegate, simple tasks. If you are family member that you take care of kids, also there are plenty other people that can help you with your child support and with your preparing the meals. There is so much information online that you can help right now yourself, but the question is always is this: why you don't want to delegate? Because the most important part is finding the right person, right, to delegate them to. And that's what a lot of people hold themselves back from delegating, because they're afraid that if they're going to delegate these things to somebody, they're going to lose control. But when you start delegating something, it's extremely important to tell them what specifically do you want, and even write it down the steps that you need to do, and you can train them. And then as soon as you start letting them to do things, then you will learn that, oh, it's not that bad actually. They can do it, they can manage it. And then you start trusting them. I had a client who was afraid to delegate simple things to her teenager, like, I don't know, food preparation. And I said, that's, if you will give her to do something, like let's say preparing lunch and dinner, it's not that it will give you more time, but also your teenager will see that you trust her. So yes, think about that. Delegation to your family members, simple tasks, or more, bigger tasks, or in your workplace, or in your business, or hiring someone, or hiring a maid, or a cook, or a driver, or social media manager, or somebody like that. I'm inviting you to sit down and list all of the things that you have to do every day. And I know you're probably going to think like, oh my gosh, there's way too much to do for me. No. Seriously, write it down, and then next to it, just write, like a little just note to yourself: are you the only person that can do this? I mean, if you're feeding a baby, you're breastfeeding, you're definitely probably the only one person, but you still can find somebody who can do it for you. And then just think, what tasks can you ask somebody else to delegate? You delegate those things to somebody. You can hire somebody to do that. That's how you will open more time. If you have difficulty of delegating, also ask yourself, where is this really coming from? Do you like to be overloaded? Yeah, I know, you like roll your eyes at me now. I know, but there are so many things in our lives that we love the labels, like, oh, the mother is supposed to be taking care of all of this. The father needs to take care of, nobody else can do this. Yeah, somebody else can do this. Or in order for you to be a successful business owner, you need to be doing all this yourself, and you cannot trust anybody to help you with this. There's so many labels in our society that we carrying on when we even shouldn't. So how is it you're stressing yourself and not allowing yourself to be less burnout? And when you start trusting other people, you're not just giving somebody else a job or income, helping that family to take care of their livelihood, but also you're building healthy relationships. So I'm inviting you, look at the things that you can delegate to others today, and then start delegating. And if you have, again, this thing of, I don't know, I think I'm the only one that can do this, you probably have trust issues, and that is a very different conversation then. So then we can learn to say no, but also saying no, not only to other people, but also telling no to yourself. Of, somebody's calling you and say, hey, this weekend we're having a birthday party. Do you want to come over? And you're like, shoot, I really need to do a lot of things, but I don't think I can do this. But then you're afraid that you will not please them. So then, they will exclude you from the group. And then what you're going to do when they really don't love you anymore? So all of this fear of abandonment and the pleasing that really comes along. But you really need to know that when you say no, here's the funny part. People respect you more. And then maybe you can find somebody else. Yes, maybe somebody else can drive your kid to that birthday party. Everything is possible. But also you need to look at the boundaries towards yourself, not only to other people. Don't point fingers and say, they. Look at what yourself. Are you putting yourself as a priority? Or you just doing everything by yourself? Yeah, this is those learning to say no to other people and saying, I already have way too much workload to do. You can help me with this, or no, we're going to do it tomorrow. It goes for the workplace or goes in the family position. Okay, then for the how to help you with your workload, utilize automation and tools. Calendars, reminders. We have so much stuff on our phones right now. Are you really using this? And so many tools that they can remind you, they can tell you to take a break, they can tell you how to manage your time better, your schedules, all kinds of automation stuff that, I mean, probably with AI right now, a lot of things can be done and you can just delegate that to something else so you can have more time and be less burnout. But now we are closing in on the last one that you're probably doing wrong is lack of self-care. Lack of self-care. Because all of this, what I just talked about is, here's the key. If you don't think that you are worthy of helping yourself, you're not worthy of taking that break, of delegating things to others, there is a problem. There's a very serious problem. And then you really need to ask yourself, why am I doing this? How is this serving me? I know my clients really hate that question, but it's always helping you to find the reason why are you doing this. And maybe you can change a little bit and you start implementing little, few things in your life, and you build few habits, you change the habits, you find better things that work for you. It doesn't have to be stressful. Like I say, stress management should not be stressful. You can do a few things in your life that actually make a huge difference. Yeah, like take 1 minute break, talking about self-care. Yes, regular breaks. When I start speaking in the webinars and workshops, I take a glass of water and they say, what do you think how heavy this glass is? And the answer is, it depends how long you're going to hold it. Yes, let's have a drink. Self-care, hydration. If you don't find time for your 1 minute break, and here's talking about automation and tools, take your cell phone and put like alarm for every hour for 1 minute. And when alarm rings, just put everything down, breathe in, breathe out, and tell yourself, I'm taking this minute and the world will not stop. I can guarantee you will not. So you just relax. Don't think what you're gonna do later. Please do not feel guilty. If you have a guilt problem, you need to have a conversation with me. Because why are you doing this? It's serving you somehow. Okay, let's move on. Physical activity. Do you work out? Okay, great. Do you go for a walk? Simple things like that. Again, you have to put that in your schedule because self-care is extremely, extremely important. And mindfulness and relaxation techniques, all of this is really great, of course. But again, are you doing that? Are you really doing that? So we're kind of closing in on 20 minutes here. So I tell you this. What I just said, it's like a little reminder for you, okay? So go on the link, print this out, and then ask yourself, are you really implementing those? How well are you implementing those? The key is really to help yourself. But here's the deal. It's all about the habits. And here's where the coaching comes along. Yes, I am a coach. And I hope you can show up there for yourself and schedule one-on-one session with me, because I just opened up more on my calendar. It is not only about you. Like I said, it's about the people that you're involved every day with. It's the people that you work with, your family, your friends. You are worthy for yourself to be healthy and more happy. You just ask yourself, what were you a year ago, 5 years ago? Were you happy where you were? If you were happy, awesome. Where are you now? Don't compare yourself to other people, okay? Compare yourself to yourself. And now, if you are still listening in, that means you are, a little bit stressed out, burnout. Apparently, those habits that you have right now are not working yet. So, do you want to change this? Do you want to have your life the same, like a year from now? I mean, time is flying by, and it feels to me like we're just Christmas. It is flying by, and you deserve a better life. And you can do a few things that we just talked about this list, and more of other amazing tips and techniques that you can be specifically tailored to you, that we can work on it and we can build those habits, because I think coaching is extremely important, because I'll be there for you to cheer you up. I will be there when you will think, I am done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. When you build a habit, not only for yourself, but you also show this habit and your lifestyle for everybody else around it. And if you have kids, they will learn from you how to manage stress. So do you want your kids to be in a better life 10 years, 15 years, and for the rest of their lives, and they enjoy where they are, what they do? It's extremely important. So it's not only about you. And now 20 minutes, like I said. So I'm going to post a link where to get this handout so you can look it up and implement more tips into your life. And also, I will put a link where you can schedule one-on-one consultation with me. Thank you for being here live, and thank you for watching this as a replay. See you soon.